welcome to Asian Pacific America. I'm Robert Handa, your host for our show on NBC Bay Area and Cozy TV. Today we showcase one of the Bay Area's most popular film festivals. We continue our celebration of the Lunar New Year with both an NBC Bay Area anchor and the Golden State Warriors. And we'll have another performance by some of our favorite musicians. First, we will talk about and get a glimpse of some films by local artists being shown at CineQuest, a South Bay film festival that has grown in prestige and popularity year after year. Today, we talk with two directors about the films they will be presenting and the inspiration and work that went into them. Then we're going to talk about Lunar New Year and food with NBC Bay Area news anchor Janelle Wang, who, along with some prominent chefs, will show us the colorful and tasty food that will help us all savor the new year. And we will unveil the Lunar New Year uniforms from the Golden State Warriors, the first time the team has ever done this for Chinese New Year's. And on previous shows, we have had a chance to hear some performers from the Firebird Youth Chinese Orchestra, a group of very talented youngsters who play traditional Chinese instruments. Today, you will get to see and hear the instructors of the orchestra playing at a special show that's coming up a little later on our program. Well, the CineQuest Film Festival was started in Silicon Valley to be a vanguard organization and event designed to fuse creativity and technology and be on the cutting edge in the films it presents. Joining me right now are two Bay Area South Asian filmmakers who are presenting their films at CineQuest, director Vijay Rajan, the director of Fortune Telling, as well as Rusha Humnabadkar, the director for Here or To Go. Welcome to the show. Thank you for being here. It's great.
Thank you for having us.
First of all, let's talk about, I know that you are involved in filmmaking as well as the festival itself. Tell us a little bit about CineQuest in terms of how much it's grown and what it is trying to do maybe to make itself more unique among film festivals.
Well, CineQuest, I think, already is a very unique film festival. I've never been to another film festival where it feels like inspiration is always around. It's always around the corner. It's more than just a film festival. The events, the entire ambience of the entire film festival is all about making sure that people not only have the ideas and the inspiration, the technology, but also the will to create and the power to actually use your voice, to get out there and to feel that you have something worth sharing. And I've never been to any other film festival quite like it. And it's quite an honor that we've been able to work with CineQuest for almost 7 years now in various capacities.
Would you give me an idea here in terms of, it also is in the Bay Area, the diversity, the kind of makeup there is in the Bay Area. Makes it a different kind of film festival and maybe one that you would really want to show your film at, right?
Yeah, we're very excited to be having our world premiere at CineQuest because it is one of the biggest film festivals in the Bay Area and also the seat of Silicon Valley. And I think our film touches upon that a lot. It's set in the Silicon Valley. It talks about how the lack of immigration reform affects immigrant entrepreneurs and how, you know, U.S. is the land of opportunity and the land of dreams, and it's been built by immigrants, and we have so many of them building companies here. So I feel CineQuest does a really great job of bringing such a diversity of topics and people and technology and film together in a local environment, so we're really excited to be there.
Now give us an idea, we're going to talk about each of your films, nice to hear a little bit about that. Vijay, let's start with yours here, because yours was interesting to me in that I love the CineQuest Film Festival, and I love going to film festivals, but when I heard about your film, the first thing I assumed was all South Asian characters, or you know what I mean, and that it was going to be that kind of film. And then when I saw sort of the synopsis of it and some clips from it, I see it's really sort of more of a story that could be told by a lot of people, but through a filmmaker's eyes with your certain perspective. Right. Give us a little bit of an overview of the film that you made and what it is that you wanted to project as a filmmaker.
Sure. Well, first off, being an Indian American did have an impact on the story because I feel that as an Indian American, I've faced a lot of obstacles and challenges in pursuing this as a career. You have certain expectations of where you're supposed to be in your life, what you're supposed to do, who you're supposed to provide for. But I felt that the story was really universal, and the inspiration for the story really was while I was co-teaching a class at San Jose State in acting and directing, there was a student who I thought was a terrific actor who was actually burned in an apartment fire last year, and it was really in thinking about what kind of future does he have as an actor now, and whether he could project that, and thinking about what would happen if 4 people who once dreamed of being actors and had faced various obstacles and life hitting, life basically getting in the way, what choice would they make? Do you still pursue the dream against all odds, or is there some point at which it's time to settle? And that's a question that I've faced my entire life. Every single year, it's, do I keep pushing for another year? Is, you know, basically a successful film career around the corner, or is this something that I'm going to be working at for the rest of my life? But either way, I feel that the film ultimately answers the question with a resounding, yes, it is worth.
Interestingly, the characters have somewhat given up on that dream, or feel frustrated by the fact that it may be difficult to do it. So they have a poker game, and they decide that they're going to pool all their resources to help one of the people get there.
Yeah,
what's the symbolism there in terms of what you wanted to, why that storyline?
So basically, they bet on a hand of poker, saying whoever wins is going to be the character that moves down to LA and pursues the dream. The inspiration behind that is simply, not all of us are going to make it. But the least we can do is help those of us we love, help somebody make it. And I really feel that in the film community, it's not just about me making it, it's a group effort. You go all in and you do your best, and you also lift the person up next to you.
Interesting, Justin Lin, an Asian director who, his success helps others. So in a way, it does still contribute to the overall group effort, right?
Absolutely.
Give us an idea. Your storyline was extremely interesting, and also to me, though around Indian or South Asian characters, still very universal in terms of people trying to succeed professionally, trying to adjust culturally, and trying to decide what's home. Is that a fair synopsis?
Yeah.
Give us an idea what the inspiration was behind that, and what is that sort of universality that you want to make sure that it kind of touches people, so that it's not just about what these characters are going through.
I think one of the key things when we started to make this film, which was written by Rishi, the writer, was that it doesn't matter who watches this film. It's a very shared experience by anybody who's left home and is trying to build a life for themselves. And I think the main undertone of this film is that immigrants come to the U.S. in the hope for a better life and hope for success, and they find it. And the biggest issue we're facing today is that the lack of immigration reform is creating a lot of hurdles for people to find that success and leaves a lot of uncertainty in their lives. We talk about governance and laws and debates in Congress, but this movie actually puts a face to that issue by making it very personal and very thoughtful. So we're trying to show the reality of what it is to be an immigrant and assimilate at the same time what it means to succeed here in the face of what is the lens that you're living through. Are you a student? Are you a working professional? Have you got your green card? Or are you a citizen already? And that path that you go through, it really has a lot of challenges. And so we're trying to share that story with the audience, because I truly believe if we don't tell our story, nobody else will. And this is a very universal story. So anyone who's left home, anyone who wants to make it, should be somebody who would be a great audience for this film.
What I thought was also a very interesting personal aspect to it is that they also want to belong. It isn't just in terms of succeeding professionally. There was a sense of wanting to feel as though they're accepted.
Yes.
Accepted by whom, and why is that important in terms of these characters and consequently everybody?
I think as human beings, we live and breathe together because we believe in communities. That's how we survive. As much as, you know, people say a man is not an island unto himself, and so no matter where you go, you look for that camaraderie, you look for that relationship building. And so when you come to a new country and you're learning, which I did as a student and as even a working professional, like learning to be part of the, you know, culture, learning the lingo, learning the way to do things. Like when you're not a part of it or you're feeling alienated from it, then you don't feel like you fit in the society. So I think it's really important to feel that, and that's what this film talks about, is that acceptance, no matter where you are, is really important. Irrespective of race, gender, religion, acceptance is important, and to be equal in that opportunity when you're living somewhere.
And Vijay, I thought it was very interesting because, you know, the creative world, the artistic world, you know, it is a very difficult one for anybody. And then, I don't know, it's when you see people who are out of the mainstream trying to become a part of it, and it's so difficult. Give us an idea here in terms of why you wanted to kind of choose the characters that you chose and what their dreams were in terms of how much they wanted to make it. Because I remember one character said, not to be a star necessarily, but just to be a working actor, to just accomplish that level that they had been talking about? What was that?
I think each of the characters represents an archetype of people that I have known in my own life. When we graduated film school, I felt there were a group of us that just had this feeling of, we're going to go out together, we're going to conquer Hollywood, we're going to be great, you know, all that kind of silliness. And then slowly you start weeding out, life starts weeding out certain people. You know, people have kids, people have financial difficulties, you know, there's medical emergencies, any number of things. Until right now, I really feel like me and my best friend and business partner, Oscar, are the only ones kind of left from our original group. And, you know, if you ask me 5 years from now, which of us is still going to be doing this if we haven't made that big budget leap, I don't know.
Yeah.
So really, each of those characters is kind of an homage to people that I have known in my life.
And of course, just as well known are the hurdles that filmmakers face in trying to get that story out into the screen. How difficult is it nowadays? There's technology that enables you to do things that maybe you couldn't do before, but then again, maybe that increases the competition. What's the world like for a aspiring filmmaker these days?
Well, I would actually say that the democratization of media, and maybe this is a little revolutionary, has never been an issue since the widespread advent of literacy. Anybody that could set a pen to paper has had democratization of media. What's really important is feeling like you have the voice and the self-confidence and the need to say something in a different way than it has been said before. That's really the holdback, and that's what the value of CineQuest and places like that is, because every year that I go, I'm reminded that I have capabilities and this passion and this power and this ability to put forth something new into the world.
Quickly, what's the name of your film and when is it showing at CineQuest?
For Hero to Go, and the world premiere is on February 28th at 9:15 p.m.
Vijay?
The name of my two short films are Fortune Telling and Withdrawal. Fortune Telling premieres March 1st at 6:30 p.m. and Withdrawal premieres March 1st at 4:45 p.m.
Thank you both for being here.